Everybody, welcome to my 2019-2020 Montreal Canadiens season preview. And as I do take number 7, hopefully we'll get this in. I'm going to give you just my opinion on what's going on with the Habs right now, a few players in particular, and all this going into the season and how I think they're going to do. So that's all right here at Talking Habs with Rick, and that's me. So if you're new to my channel, I've got 50 years as a Habs fan, and I've seen a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and I talk about it from time to time here on the channel, along with all the stuff that's going on right now. So subscribe and ring the notifications bell, and that'll get you all of my videos, live streams, contests like the hockey pool contest we're running right now, and all that kind of stuff. And it's all dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So the season just kicked off today. It's October 2nd that I'm filming, and the Habs are playing on the 3rd, so that's tomorrow. But games are being played today, so the season's here. So let's take a look at last season. Last season, Montreal missed the playoffs by 2 points. They finished with 96 points, which was the most ever by a team missing the playoffs. It's a huge 25-point improvement over the previous season, 2017-18. A healthy Shea Weber right now, Carey Price playing the way Carey Price should play. It's awesome. And a promising offensive game, except the power play. A cupboard full of good to great prospects and some questions on defense. So basically the biggest questions for me anyway are on defense. They were in a wild card spot most of the way until the last month, where they lost some key games. 2 in California on back-to-back games where you could question the goaltending decisions, and then 1 each against the teams they were battling with for that wild card spot. That's Carolina and Columbus Blue Jackets, were very disappointing losses. So that with the second worst power play in the league, and a Jonathan Drouin that wasn't firing on all cylinders, and they didn't make the playoffs. So all of these things contributed to the Habs missing the playoffs again, which I think I'm second season in a row. This season is here, and there are questions that need answering. Will the power play get better? Will Drouin have his breakout season finally? Is the defense good enough to win in the playoffs? Will there be enough scoring throughout the lineup? Will Victor Mete score a goal? Will KK improve or fall back in his sophomore season? Will Kincaid, the other KK, be an improvement over Niemi? Should Poehling have made the team, or was the demotion the best route for him? And what kind of season will Nick Suzuki have, and will he be a legitimate star in this league? So, power play. The only real answer to these questions will be on the ice. Over the season, once the season starts, glasses. See, I wear glasses. Sometimes can't even see with these on. Once the season starts, the answers will come. Some will be good responses, and some won't, and that's inevitable. It's in how the players and coaching staff respond to those answers that will be the key to winning. If the power play sucks, we need better solutions than last year. Change the setup. Use guys like Petrie on the first unit. Give Wheel a chance. Deneau is good on the power play, and give Drouin extra time. He is by far the best power play point producer on this team. The power play absolutely needs to start working. They have to do something with this power play. For a really good breakdown on how the power play needs to work, who should be on the power play, and how to get it started to be improved, I urge you to watch, and I'll leave a link in the description, Draft Dynasty. He just put out a video breaking down the power play and what needs to be done, and I can't do it any better than that, so I'm going to suggest you watch that, and like I said, I'm going to leave a link in the video. But the power play has to improve, and it may be that they're using the wrong people on first unit, and it's the wrong setup. I urge you to watch that video. Jonathan Drouin. As for Jonathan Drouin, at 24, he's still young. He's in his 6th NHL season now, and this team needs him, and needs him badly. I can't tell you if he will break out or not. I can only hope he does, or that Suzuki, plays so well that Drouin is pushed to show more. I think with Nick Suzuki on the team right now, he's kind of taken Drouin's spot on second line, and hopefully this pushes Drouin to be better. Especially if he wants to move up and be a top 6 guy, he's going to need to be better. And also give a better effort, work harder, and become a more consistent scorer. So if he's going to get 55 points, which he may have another season in the 50s, but spread it out better. He got, 7 points in the last 26 games. That's at a time when we need more production, not less. So if he can just spread out his point production and he gives us 60 points this year, is a little better. That's fine with me as long as they're, not all in 10 games that we get it. You know what I mean? His play will determine how the coaching staff uses him and what line he plays on. My prediction for Jonathan Drouin is 22 goals, 40 assists, and 62 points. But, really, who knows? But I do see that he's going to be pushed. And if he's got it in him, he's going to produce a little better. And look, 62 points is considerably better than last season, and I'd be happy with that. The defense. So I'm not going to lie, the D could be improved upon. But that improvement could very likely come from the players themselves, and most definitely within the organization over the next few seasons. Fleury is 20, Mete is 21, they're young. Kulak is 25. Sherratt, I'm not sure. I should have looked it up. I'm not sure, but I know they're just entering their prime. Petrie is in his prime, and Weber at 34 is the elder statesman. This is a young, improving defensive core. With Romanov coming in next year and Juleson, Brook, etc. behind them, a trade may not be necessary. Again, the play on the ice will determine this. There's enough talent here on defense that, first of all, will determine in the first month what kind of improvement Mete has made, how Fleury is going to be doing. Kulak, I expect a lot from Kulak. Kulak, I really like Kulak. He got a lot better over the season last year. He's young, just entering his prime. Best years are ahead of him. So as far as the defense goes, I don't know if he's going to make a trade. I don't know if it's necessary because I think the defense is adequate this year, and I think we've got a lot of good players coming up next year. I really like what Romanov's potential is going to be here. So, do we take the risk and roll on potential for down the road, or do we take a risk and make a trade and bring somebody in? I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen soon. As far as Victor Mete, will Mete score his first NHL goal? I have to think, hell yes, he will. I actually think he'll score 5 to 7 goals this season. He was working on his point shot in the offseason, so hopefully that will help him this season, and we'll start to see some effect of that. And moving forward, it can only be good that he's working on that, obviously. So I see Victor Mete with 5 goals, 18 assists for 23 points. Scoring through the lineup. Line 1, which I consider line 1A. Tatar, Deneau, Gallagher. This line stays intact and will continue to drive the offense with its experience and consistency. Over 160 points last season between the three. The most steady, hardworking, dependable trio that we have. They're still together. I expect them to stay that way. And I even expect maybe a little bit more point production overall. But listen, they produced 160 points. I'm sure they'll be somewhere 160, 170, and that's really great. And they do drive the offense. Line 1B, Lehkonen, Domi, Suzuki. Unless they open up tomorrow, and that's different, that's how they've been in practice. This could be a very dangerous line. It also offers great offensive potential in Domi and Suzuki, but the defensive side will be taken care of as well with Suzuki and Lehkonen. Gives Domi better overall wingers, better suited to his style. He'll need to shoot more, and Lecky will need to find a finishing touch to raise his offensive output. There's a lot of good potential on that line. I like the fact that there's two guys that can play that are responsible defensively. Domi is not known for this, but there's also two guys that are really good offensively. It gives a good balance. I think the top two lines are well balanced. Line 3, Drouin, KK, Armia. This line gives Montreal 3 solid, offensively good and defensively good lines. Drouin and KK will provide most of the scoring, with Armia taking up Drouin's slack on the defensive side. KK is a solid defensive center as well. If Drouin and KK can click and Armia chip in a little more on offense, this can be another dangerous line. Line 3 has the potential to also be a pretty decent scoring line, so that you can't key in on any one of these 3 lines because the other 2 will take up the slack. It's kind of a new way I think they're doing it. It used to be in my day, third line was the checking line, fourth line the energy line. Nowadays, if you have the personnel, you got 3 scoring lines. Line 3 will handle the number 1 center more than likely. KK is really good defensively. And the fourth line is an energy line. Line 4, Byron, Thompson, Wheel. A solid defensive energy line with potential in Byron and Wheel to put the puck in the net and give the offense a boost, or hold opposing offense to as close to nothing as possible. Byron and Wheel can play on any line as needed, plus you have another solid fourth liner and versatile player in Nick Cousins waiting in the wings. All 4 lines should contribute to the offense on any given night while playing a solid defensive game too. So I really like the lines the way they're set up. With the players we have here, I think this gives the most potential to have well-balanced lines all the way through the lineup. And this team rolls 4 lines, so you want to have that. Because we roll 4 lines, and if you look at players' time on ice, the forwards, you might say, well, Domi's only getting 16 or 17 minutes average. That's because they're rolling 4 lines. And when Bergevin said that the fourth line players do get 10 to 12 minutes, he's not lying. They do. KK. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. I said his first name right, and then I blew the second name. Damn it. So after a so-so preseason, because he wasn't great in the preseason, offensively definitely, he was covering his defensive side. He got better as it went along, he definitely did, and I think especially when he was paired with Wheel, I really liked that combination, so I don't know if they're going to go back to it. If it doesn't really click with Armia, we'll see. I think Jesperi is ready to improve on his rookie season. His added weight will help in battles for the puck and battles without the puck. With 1 NHL season under his belt, KK should be more prepared for the long season and avoid that drop-off he had after the All-Star break. Last year, he'll be better in my opinion. How much, I don't know. We'll find out soon. I'm giving him 55 points. Well, I'm going to say 50 to 55 points this season. The other KK, Kincaid. Keith Kincaid is our new backup, and in 2 preseason starts, he looked awfully good. Yes, he's coming off a subpar 2019-20 season, but he's been good in the past, and there's no reason no reason why he couldn't bounce right back. I hope he could start at least 25 games, maybe even 30. I have 2 reasons, too. First, it gives Price a season of not being overworked, and much more likely to be strong and rested for the playoffs. And 2, if he's playing well enough to play 25 to 30 games, the team will be winning with him, and that contributes greatly to making the postseason and to making up the points they needed last year that they couldn't get. So if he's in 25 to 30 games, he's playing well and he's winning, and it's a good thing. Ryan Poehling. Should Ryan Poehling have made the team more? I either don't write well enough or I need new glasses. Should Ryan Poehling have made the team? I say, well, you got to hear me out and don't scream at the screen right now. No, he shouldn't have. After his concussion and missing a third of camp, the best thing for him is to play a little in the AHL. He'll play a lot of minutes on a top line and he'll get his legs under him. In a month or so, he will probably be called up and stick with the team. When he gets called up, I don't expect him to go back down, but I think it's a good thing that they give him a little time in the AHL. First of all, they've got to get things sorted out on the big club and see where they need to move players, what they need to bring in, all that kind of stuff before they bring anybody else in, and I think he will be the first call-up. Yes, he probably would have made the team. He probably would have. If he hadn't had that concussion, probably he would have made the team. But the injury cost him the chance to do so straight out of camp. He'll be here soon. You will see. Nick Suzuki. Oh, for Ryan Poehling, I think depending on when he gets here, for points-wise, I think Ryan Poehling will put up somewhere between 25 and 30 points if he gets enough games in. So say they call him in after the first month, I think Ryan Poehling will put up about 30 points or so. Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki worked hard and earned his spot on the team. He showed his offensive talents and showed he is responsible defensively and very capable defensively. He never looked out of place and got better as the games went on, no matter who or where they put him. No matter who he played with or where they put him. That's what I should have said. In all situations, Nick held his own and even excelled. So not a lot of players go from juniors to the NHL. And I think he'll stick here and won't play in the AHL. I really don't. And we haven't had a guy like that in I don't know how long. Seriously, I think what was his name? The guy that I can never remember his name. I'm not sure if he played in the AHL or not. But he didn't have a great career and it didn't pan out. So I believe Suzuki is not going to be one of those guys. So we haven't had that happen and had a real star like this in a long time. Now I got to find where I was. His potential to be an elite player and maybe even a superstar in this league is high. He does have really good potential to be an elite player at the very least and potentially a superstar. His positioning and awareness, his eye on defense at all times, his anticipation and his abilities on offense with his stick handling and playmaking, his shot and his passing, his vision, and hockey IQ all make for the potential for Nick Suzuki to be our next hockey superstar. We haven't had a legitimate superstar in the NHL or in Montreal that isn't a goalie since maybe Guy Lafleur. Because I can't remember one. I mean, yeah, we've had Carey Price right now. Patrick Roy. I don't remember a legitimate forward that's not an elite player but a superstar since Guy Lafleur. And Guy Lafleur was a superstar. And I can't find Guy Lafleur. Okay. It's a lot of pressure for a young man. But Nick always seems calm and collected and able to thrive despite it. Every time I see him, the guy almost looks like he's about to fall asleep. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but he's very calm, doesn't seem excited. You might even think, well, the guy's he's not excited. And then he plays on the ice, and his game sometimes it's very deceptive, and it might look like he's not trying. And it's just the guy has a good personality, which is excellent for being a superstar in this league and handling the pressure that goes along with that and the pressure to produce and perform every game. And I hope he never loses that. This all bodes well for this kid from Ontario who will find hockey stardom here in Montreal. I'm predicting 50 points for Nick Suzuki in his first game, and I can see him having 60. But I'm predicting 50. It's his rookie season, and I don't expect him to do like Timu Solani, who had like 139 points his first season. I don't expect that from Nick, but I expect 50 points. So, we've been waiting for a Stanley Cup for 26 years now, and the waiting is tough to do. Will that end this year? Maybe, but most likely not. I fully expect them to at least fight for a wild card and win one. If they don't get one of the top 3 spots and surprise everybody. I think we're in for an exciting season, filled with highs and lows. If they show their character and fight through adversity, they have enough talent here to do some damage and win a round or two. Yes, I believe they have enough talent here to get through the playoffs and win a round or two. And it's even possible to win it all. Just ask St. Louis Blues. As unlikely a winner last year as could be. So yes, just get to the playoffs and you never know. Do I think that'll happen? No, I really don't, but it could happen. It just happened last year, so you can never rule that out, right? All they need to do is get there, and I believe they will. All I'm asking from the team I love so much is this: give your best effort, work hard, and try harder. Never give up till the horn sounds. And like so many Habs teams from the past, the work will pay off. The second effort will produce results. The wins will come. The defeats will be smaller. This season is the time to move in the winning direction and make some waves. Win the battles, the games, the series, and eventually the cup. Maybe not this season, but the window is now open. So that was my first scripted video in the longest time, and it felt weird to do. I hope it was okay with you guys. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe and subscribe and ring the notifications bell, and that will get you all of my videos, live streams, and all those good things. That'll give you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Now that the season is here, there won't be too many days where I don't put out a video. Especially I do the preview and the review, and so definitely gonna get your daily fix. So thanks everybody once again for watching. Give a thumbs up, enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time right here at Talking Habs. Go Habs, go! Bye y'all.